Alright, so today we're going to go ahead and test out these Bauer Lathe Chisel Sets. I've been looking around and I have not been able to find one available here on YouTube, so I figured let's go ahead and pick them up. They were about $80 down at Harbor Freight, and let's go ahead and put our hands on these. We'll go over some first impressions, do a little bit of turning, see how they hold up. So with this set, we got a few different chisels. The one that I tend to do a lot of my best work with is the skew. This one's interesting. It's not quite an oval skew, but it has definitely taken off some of that harshness from that edge, and it's a little bit radiused on the sides. So we'll take a look, see how that feels like it plays out. Up next, we do have the scraper, round nose scraper. I don't use them a whole lot, but we'll give her a shot, see how she plays. Now, one of the tools that I really just cannot live without, and regrettably have not been able to find since my move, is going to be this here, the parting tool. That's going to be the spindle roughing gouge. I don't run into these a lot in the beginner kits. They usually just use the regular spindle gouge instead of this, because it'll do the same work. So this will be interesting to see how this plays out. Speaking of the spindle gouge, that's what we've got right here. Little, I think it was 3/8. Yeah, little 3/8 spindle gouge. Nothing to write home about, but it looks decently sturdy. And now the one that really throws me in here, I don't really see this in beginner kits whatsoever, is it's got a 1/2 inch bowl gouge. Now all these handles feel a little light, they're definitely forward weighted. They don't feel the nicest, they feel like, well, a beginner set. But the steel is looking nice, the grinds are looking decent. I get the feeling once I resharpen these a little bit, we are going to get a little better performance than this first test we're about to see. But we'll find out. Let's give it a shot. So, step one, let's go ahead and give the spindle roughing gouge a try. I mean, that did exactly what it was supposed to do. Made quick work. I'm going to try the scraper now, just to see how it does. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of scraping, but I mean, now, as a reminder, this is just the absolute worst pine you could ever imagine. So we're not expecting a whole lot out of it. But, I mean, the scraper came out a little bit cleaner. Let's go ahead and just try out the parting tool real quick. Two different directions to use it. Definitely going to have to sharpen the parting tool. That's, while it does just fine here as a beating tool, as a parting tool, which is how I usually use it, I'm getting buckets. Alright, spindle gouge up next. I mean, all said and done, not bad. I've got no complaints about that. Yes, I know this is a spindle, not a bowl, but we'll try out the bowl gouge on this too. Bowl gouge is cutting as clean as I can expect. I'm still just going through getting rough amounts of wood out. This will probably have to have some better testing done with some better wool. But, I mean, as it sits right now, I have no complaints. Alright, now for the one that I'm looking forward to, this somewhat radiused skew. Alright, all in all, that ain't bad. Let's give that a quick sand and we'll have a Christmas tree done. Then we'll go through, sharpen up. So I'm going to finish this off camera. That's for a different video. But then we'll go ahead and put a new edge on some of these. See how they work. Now that I've put a nice fresh edge on everything, let's give her another shot. Now, to be fair, rough and gouge did not give me any grief the first time, and it cut just as well, if not better, with a fresh edge on. Let's go ahead and try the beating tool and parting tool. Beating tool works just as fine as always. There we go. That's more like what we wanted to see. This I'll be able to show you how I usually do that trunk. With this I'll be able to show you how I usually do the trunk here in a minute. Scraping tool. Scraping tool's definitely working better after having been sharpened. Spindle gouge. A little bit cleaner than it was before, and it was already not terrible. So spindle roughing gouge is getting a good review. And then bowl gouge. And again, even cleaner. I'll be fair, probably did a better job sharpening this because I'll be using it more often than the spindle gouge. But so far, everything's looking good. Now, I did go ahead and sharpen the skew again, even though it worked out really well without it. Just because, let's see. And that's what happens when you decide to stop thinking about what you're doing and just go in. Luckily, nothing major, so let's fix that. Alright, skew left a wonderful edge. This is going to need just a little bit of sanding. And honestly, it doesn't even need sanding because I think I'm going to be painting this. So, like I said, I'm going to show you how I normally do the trunks on these. I normally do them with the beating and parting tool. Then just come in with the skew to clean up this base. And finish it all off with the beating and parting tool. I'm thinking I'm going to paint this one. There's a few little things that just come up because I'm using really cheap wood. A little bit of sanding down here, and this will be good. Alright, so all said and done, is it the best lathe chisel set I've ever used? No. There's a reason you're buying a whole set for the same price as I've paid for one of my not best chisels. That being said, for what it is, I definitely give it 5 stars. It is a cheap set, gets you a little bit of everything you're going to need for pretty much any kind of turning you're going to do. So, do you need, if you're an experienced wood turner, do you need to go out and get one now? No. If you're trying to just decide, alright, I got myself a little lathe, I need myself some tools to try to get to use them, then yeah, this is probably going to be the direction you want to go. I would definitely say it's one of the best beginner sets I've picked up over the years. So, go ahead and give her a try. So, all said and done, I know I've only done 1-2 projects on it. We'll go ahead and use these tools for a little while, and I'll come back and let you know. I'm expecting to probably have to sharpen them more often than some of the other tools, but for what these are, that's not bad. You know, if you're a newer turner, get you some experience sharpening.